Welcome back, Sparklers. I hope that you had a great week last week and even a better magical Monday. And so, as we know, this is a space for reflection where we pause just long enough to notice the magic in life's everyday moments. This is where we take ordinary situations, shine a light on them, and uncover the lessons that help us grow stronger, braver, and more brilliant. So, today's magical moment, as we continue on the Queen, it's about a queen, a mirror, and how a single choice can either expand your kingdom or shrink your power. So, we all know the story about Snow White, or at least we think we do. So, what if the queen wasn't always a villain? What if she was a woman who worked hard to build her influence, her image, and her identity until suddenly one day she was told there was someone else who outshined her? Snow White wasn't just beautiful, she was skilled, connected, resourceful. She came with a community of seven different people, each with different strengths. And she could have been the queen's biggest ally. But guess what? The queen, she only saw her as a threat. And the moment she let comparison control her, she quit on her own potential. So here's what comparison does. I hear a lot of people saying, I don't compare. And sometimes we may say we don't compare for maybe big things, maybe grand things, or maybe the house, the car, whatever. But on everything, there is a microscopic level. And so, in terms of comparing, we're going to use Snow White and uh, and the Queen. The Queen compared herself to Snow White because she kept on asking who's the fairest. So it's like one day she wanted to hear there was someone else that was fairer than her. Because if she was sound in who she is, she would not ask that question over and over. So, how many times, and be honest with yourself, how many times have you done the same thing? We're chasing a goal, we're moving forward, and then we see someone else that we think we're doing it better. Or something disrupts us. And instead of adapting, oof, we just pull off the side of the road, we stop. We're done. We're not doing that anymore. And so that was the queen's mistake. She let one moment cancel her growth. All it takes is one. And so this hit me while I was at the gym. So I was on the treadmill, almost done with my workout, towards the end, almost done. My heart rate was at about 117, and my goal, I'm sorry, 114, and my goal was to get it to 116. And I said to myself, just one more song. A song is about 2 to 3 minutes, so just one more song, and then I'm done. But my phone rang. The music stopped. And in that moment, I had to make a choice. I had two options. Option one, step off, use the disruption as an excuse. I'm not going to finish. Or step two, reset, add another minute, and finish strong. And I told myself out loud, we are not quitting on us today. We're not. So I kept going. And right there, I realized this was the moment the queen failed. She faced her disruption and stopped, but I pushed past mine. And so, how many times as we are doing something, there's a disruption? My disruption was a phone call that interrupted my song. But a lot of times we look at things on a grand level, but we also have to look at things at a very microscopic level. Because one of the phrases that I love, and you could adapt it as well, is how you do one thing is how you do everything. So, meaning, if I could quit on myself, set a goal, if I could quit on myself just because I got a phone call and it interrupted my timing for my workout, if I quit on myself, it's really easy for me to quit doing anything else. It's not hard. because I'm used to doing that to myself. And a lot of times we think it has to do with other people or it has to do with other situations. It doesn't. You are doing it to yourself. So, here's some lessons that I want to share with you. Lessons from the Queen. The first one: a disruption is not a defeat, a phone call, a negative comment, someone you may view as a competitor. These are not stop signs, they're tests to see if you're going to continue moving forward. These are not signs for you to quit on yourself. Lesson two: competition can be your classroom. Snow White had skills the Queen didn't. The smart move would have been to learn from her, but instead, she wanted to get rid of her. How many times does that happen? How many times, because of someone's natural gifts, abilities, talents, destiny, purpose, whatever it is you want to call it, you may see that as something that's disturbing your soul, and you don't see that person as an ally, that person that can help you get from where you are to where you want to be. And the third lesson: momentum is a muscle. I love the word momentum. Momentum is a muscle. The closer you are to your goal, the louder, guess what? The louder the excuses get, right? Because it's easy. It's going to be easy. So your excuses are there to test you again. So train yourself to finish. And when I say finish, I'm not talking about a grandiose thing that you're working on. I'm talking about something as simple as you went to sleep the night before and you said, I'm waking up at this time. But that time comes around in the morning, the alarm goes off. Nah, I'm not getting up. I'm gonna hit that snooze button. That's simple. Keep it really simple. Drill it down. So I'm going to leave a quote with you from Eleanor Roosevelt, who once said, no one can make you feel inferior without your consent. And guess what? The Queen gave her consent. But you have a choice. You don't have to. So let's think back to when you have been, quote unquote, the queen. When have you let someone else's shine make you dim your own? You can put in the comments or get yourself if you journal, go ahead and write that down in a journal. Face those things. Face those things that someone else shining, you think that you have to dim your light. Now, for me, I would be perfectly honest and say that the way that I dim my light is I wanted to be liked and accepted. So for me, when I was in a room of people that were shining their light, I felt I had to dim mine because I would interfere with their lights, right? And that might be you as well. And so I thought in order for someone else to rise, I had to lower myself. But I learned that that's not true. And not only that, that can make you sick. So, when have you let someone else's shine dim your light? Now, drop in the comments your queen moment, and let's talk about how you can turn those into growth moments because the spark is all about the growth. So, I'm going to give you a challenge. So this week, when you feel like stopping, and when I say stopping, let's start from first thing in the morning when that alarm goes off. Let's start from when the alarm goes off to when you brush your teeth, when you're taking that shower, whatever you decide that you're going to wear, let's start there. We're not starting on grandiose things, right? So say, I'm not quitting on me today. Say that every day. And if you don't believe it in the beginning, continually saying it until when you believe it. Because you are a champion. But you have to be able to feed that to yourself, right? Excuse me. So say that every day. And so let's close with a brag formation, which a brag formation is being responsible to amplify God's gifts. And guess who's God's gift? That's you. So I will not shrink back when I am tested. I will see potential in others as a chance to grow myself. I will protect my momentum and finish what I start. I will be responsible to amplify the gifts God has placed in me. Let me repeat that again. I will be responsible to amplify the gifts God has placed in me. The gifts, the skills, the talents, the purpose, the destiny, all of those things have been placed in you. It is only you that can bring it out. It is only you that can bring it out. So, as we get ready to wrap up, Snow White's story reminds us that your crown doesn't fall off just because someone else's shines. It only falls when you take it off yourself. So, your story is waiting for you to write it. And guess what? If you need help in those words on paper, that's exactly what we do at Mosaic Publishing to help you share your brilliance and leave your mark on this world. So keep going, sparklers. Your kingdom is still waiting. And so until next week, when we gather together again for another magical moment, we're going to continue with the Queen. But until next Monday, when we gather for a magical moment, I'll see you then. And guess what? If you're watching it any other day than Monday, leave a comment. So you don't have to just watch it on Monday. You can watch it any day of the week. So until then, we will talk to you and see you then. Bye for now.